Hello everyone, my name is Marlene, and the movie I chose was The Farewell. The Farewell came out in 2019, and it was directed by Lulu Wang. It stars Awkwafina, who plays Billy, Zima, who plays her father, and Diana Lin, who plays her mother. The main plot of this movie is Billy, right here. She is a Chinese American woman, and she has a pretty close relationship with her grandmother, Nene, who is right here. Nene lives in China, and one day she goes to the doctor's office for a regular physical with her sister. The doctor conducts his physical and lets her know that she is 100% healthy. There's no lingering disease. She is okay. But he tells the sister the actual truth. Nene has stage 4 terminal cancer, as we know, which gives you months, it gives you a time frame to live, pretty much. The whole family now knows this news but Nene, as they are trying to preserve her well-being and her emotional well-being. As the whole family now knows this, they plan a fake wedding. They get Nene all excited. The whole family's coming to China. Everyone's getting together. As if this is one of her last moments, they want her to remember her last moments being happy and with family. I selected this film because there's a lot of different points, whether that is handling truth versus how we handle truth in the West versus the East, death and family. I saw this movie firstly in 2020, then I rewatched it last year again, and you just see Billy's struggles of her Western individualism, which honors honesty, directness, bluntness, but then there's also Eastern collectivism, which her family values more to preserve people's feelings and emotional well-being. And she has, you see her internal conflict of her having these multiple identities. So the main ethical dilemma is whether the family tells or Billy wants to tell Nene that she is dying. The family chooses not to tell her, as they believe that they are now protecting her. They are protecting her from emotional turmoil. They're protecting for her from emotional distress. If you know you only have a couple months to live, yes, you can become content with it, but it eventually takes a toll on you. So the family actually maintains the lie the entire way. They go through the wedding, they go and visit, stay a couple days, do the dinners, and then they all leave. And she believes she is still healthy. And the result of this is she survives actually for several years after that. And if they would have chosen honesty and told her right away, this could have altered the result. So it kind of shows that maybe what they did was working. This is applicable to real life scenarios because I can use the example of, say you're working in a corporate place and you are personal friends with your supervisor or your higher up, and their higher up or manager is writing a report on you, trying to get you fired. Does your your manager friend tell you, or does she keep this information to herself? So I feel like that is a pretty decent example of how this can apply to real life scenarios, and this also raises questions of who decides what is best for someone else, and then how your culture shapes your morals. So the topic from class that this is most relevant in is ethics of duty, for sure. So we know that ethics of duties, this is straight from the slides, there's a universal principles of right and wrong, even if the consequences are undesirable. And then you have these 3 tests right here to see if the dilemma is ethical or not. If we take these 3 tests and we put them in a Eastern point of view, they would pass technically, because they believe, what if everyone did the same? Would it be good for society? They believe, yes, you are protecting people from emotional turmoil, so this is good for society. The human dignity. Are you treating humanity as an end, not as means? Yes, they are. Universality. Could they defend their actions? They truly believe like that they can, and technically they would pass these 3 tests as to why their dilemma is ethical. Now we have a different definition of dignity and honesty in the West. So if we applied that definition, they would technically pass as well. So this really just brings up the question, who's right, who's wrong, or what beliefs are right or wrong, or what truth is right or wrong. Will this dilemma go away or change in any ways as AI becomes part of our personal lives? I believe yes, as the rise of telehealth is coming up and we can now Zoom doctors. Eventually, I feel like we're going to be able to Zoom robots, or be able to just walk into a doctor's office and it could be not a person. The only issue with that is you can't train, like for people who believe in, hiding the truth. You can't really program a robot to lie or protect people's feelings, or maybe you can. But like I said, eventually humans will make the final ethical calls, so that's pretty interesting. I believe that unethical behavior comes from a bad barrel, especially in this case, because it was mainly their culture and the society and the environment that they are in that shape their decisions. They aren't bad people. They're just doing what they were brought up in. For example, as we do, but we're brought up in here in the West, we are honest. We value honesty, bluntness, directness. But in the East, they don't. They value more sparing people's feelings, saving people from emotional distress and turmoil, and just thinking on the overall picture, which is usually family. One line of advice I would say would be before you judge someone's actions, understand their cultural and ethical lens they're looking through. Once again, people are really just a product of their environment. So if they're brought up in an environment where honesty and bluntness is valued or preferred, that is what their actions are going to be based on, and vice versa. If they are brought up somewhere where honesty isn't valued, they would now hide and protect people's feelings more. Thank you.